I'm a Swede living in Brazil, and I decided to go to Expointer. For those who don't know, Expointer is one of the largest agricultural fairs in South America. Now, I went to Expointer last year and I thought it was really good, so I decided to go again. But this year I made sure I arrived early, because last year I arrived in the afternoon and it was a nightmare. So I think I spent about 2 hours stuck in traffic trying to enter the parking area in Expointer. But this year I arrived early at 8 in the morning when the park opened. And also I didn't park in the official car park in Expointer, I parked on the roads on the outskirts. And this is one of the entrances to Expointer. I can see it's pretty calm at the moment. It's quite a nice day as well. And I already bought my ticket online. It was 20 reais, which is $3.50. So let's go through security and go into the park. Okay, so we're in Expointer now. And yeah, this fair is massive. The total size of the fair is 140 hectares. So this area you see here is just a very small part of the total fair. So this part here is mainly small restaurants and food trucks selling food. There's also a stage here to the right where some bands will be playing music later. But this part is pretty empty at the moment because it's quite early in the morning. So let's head further into the fair to see the livestock and the farming machinery now. And then later I'll come back to this area. So this is the livestock area, and they've got some really big pavilions here full of livestock. Each pavilion has one type of livestock. So let's go into this big pavilion here and see what's inside. So in here it's sheep, and you've got loads of different breeds of sheep here. Don't ask me to name any of them. This what happens at Expointer is that farmers from around the state, and probably other states as well, they come here with their livestock and then they compete for best of breed. So I assume a lot of these sheep here are going to enter into these competitions. And here you can see one of the farmers cleaning one of the sheep. So I assume this one's going into the competition. And now we've reached the beef cattle area. And it's a bit dark in here actually, and it's got a nice smell as well in here. And some of the cattle here are very big. Look at these guys. That's pretty impressive. One cool thing is you can see that the farmers here with their families kind of sitting and staying the whole day here next to their cows. I think they cook here as well. I'm not sure where they sleep. I think they got some campsites nearby where they actually stay the night. But I think they just spend the whole day here, looking after the cattle, taking them to the competitions, and the rest of the time they just sit here and eat. And some do barbecues as well. Here you can see some barbecues. That's pretty cool to see. Oh, and here's a farmer preparing his cattle for the best of breed competition. I don't know what he's using here. It looks a bit like a vacuum cleaner. And it's pretty cool walking around there because there are so many different types of breed of cattle. And I mean, you've got this one here which is completely white. That's pretty skillful actually, ensuring that it all falls on the shovel straight away rather than on the ground. Yeah, these guys know what they're doing, eh? Oh, and just outside the pavilion here they've got a sheep washing area. And they seem to be washing the sheep with pressure washers. And let's see what we've got here. So here we've got the horses, so let's have a look at them. So with the horses as well, I think you've got various competitions for the best horse and various breeds, but then you also have something called Freio de Ouro, which if you translate it literally would mean golden brake, but it also means bridle. So the headgear on the horse, which makes more sense. So that's various equestrian competitions which take place in this big hall here. Oh, and then outside here they've got some ponies as well, which are very popular with the kids. They're very cute. And here we've got the chicken and rooster pavilion, so let's have a look at that. And they've got some plastic here at the entrance. I guess it's a health precaution thing. And actually, a few months ago, I think there was an outbreak of bird flu here in the south of Brazil. So I guess they're always concerned about disease when it comes to chickens. Okay, so here we've got lots of different roosters. I've also got some breeds here which I recognize from Europe. But then you've got some others here which I haven't seen before. And yeah, especially this one. Oh my god, what is this? Oh my god, what breed is this? That is one funny rooster. I wonder if they have best of breed for roosters and chickens. It wouldn't surprise me if they had that as well. And on the other side here you've got small birds, which I guess are for sale. Yeah, lots of tiny little birds here. Some are very nice. But next to it, you have rabbits as well. So yeah, it's a bit unusual. I'm not sure why they've got some rabbits here, and whether this is more for the general public to buy for pets. I'm not really sure why they've got lots of rabbits here. But some of these are seriously cute. Look at that one there. So now let's have a look at the farming equipment, and let's go straight to the big companies. So this here is Massey Ferguson. And yeah, that is one big stand. It's a pavilion basically. They must have spent a lot of money on this exhibition stand, that's for sure. So they must expect to sell a lot of stuff to be worth spending so much money on such a big stand. And straight away at the entrance they put the big machines there, so the combine harvesters, so let's have a look at those. And you can even go up into it, so let's have a look. Man, you are high up, and inside the cabin there's a lot of buttons and controls. God knows. Yeah, there's absolutely no way I could drive one of these. Yeah, you must have to train a lot in order to drive one of these, that's for sure. And if you want to know how much one of these combine harvesters costs, the dealer said that a brand new one of these costs over 4 million reais, which is $700,000. That is a lot of money. And then going further into pavilion here, they've got lots of tractors of various sizes. The cost of these tractors ranges from 200,000 reais up to 500,000 reais. So $30,000 up to $100,000. And you can see at the end here, lots of tables and salespeople. So I think they're aiming to sell a lot of tractors and other equipment over the next couple of days. And you've got equally big exhibition stands for the other companies. So here's John Deere, for example. And they've also got their combine harvesters and lots of tractors as well. And I'd probably say this stand is slightly cooler though, because they've got lights and smoke as well coming from the combine harvester here. And John Deere also has a merchandise store as well, where you can buy some stuff, so let's have a look at that. You can buy some hats, t-shirts, models, and some other clothes as well. And then you've got New Holland as well, and then you've got this one here, which is Valtra. I haven't heard of Valtra before. Oh, that's pretty cool. They've got a pink tractor here, which seems to be popular with the ladies. And then you've got lots of other equipment as well, so you've got lots of seeders as well. I mean, look at these, how big these are. These are massive. You've got Bobcat here as well. And also Caterpillar with their diggers and excavators. So let's just have a look at those. And if you're interested in a digger like this, costs over 400,000 reais. which is $74,000. And then you've got excavators, which cost even more. And then you've got lots of car dealers at this fair as well. And there are more and more Chinese car brands appearing every year. So this is a new one, I think. Omoda Jayco. So this is a Chinese EV car company. And this car here actually looks pretty nice. It reminds me a bit of a Range Rover. Let's see how much it costs. It's 249,000 reais, which is $45,000. I mean, that isn't bad, and it looks very nice. But the question is, how good's quality, and also does it drive well? That's an interesting car. And there's another Chinese company, Geely. Yeah, this one looks slightly strange, I think. It's an EX5, and this costs 205,000 reais, which is $37,000. Yeah, I'll probably say that the Jayco, the previous one, looks better than this one. And then there's GWM as well, another Chinese company. I remember seeing the Haval model last year, the white one here to the left, and that is 200,000 reais, which is $37,000. But then the orange SUV here to the right, this one seems to be new, called Tank, and that costs 333,000 reais, which is $61,000, so that's a lot more expensive. And it just looks a bit more retro, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of that one. But then inside here they've got another model, and this is the Haval H9. So I haven't seen this one before, so this must be new. And I think this looks really nice. Yeah, so the dealer said that this hasn't launched yet, it should launch in September, and it should cost around 350,000 reais, which is $64,000. So that's quite expensive, that one, but quite nice. And then we got BYD, which were at the fair last year. And the two models I like from BYD are the Song Plus, which is this one, and the price is 250,000 reais, which is $46,000. And then you got the pickup as well, called the Shark. That's quite a cool name. And that is 340,000 reais, which is $62,000. I think that looks quite nice, actually. And then you've got lots of non-Chinese car brands as well. So you've got the Jeep, which is very popular here in Brazil. So you've got the Renegade here, which starts at 118,000 reais, which is $21,000. And then the big model, which is Commander, which starts at 230,000 reais, which is $42,000. And next to it you've got Ram, which again is very popular. I'm seeing more and more of that on the streets. So you got the Rampage model, which is the smaller one, and that is 220,000 reais, which is $40,000. And then you've got the bigger models, the 2,500 and the 3,500. And that is a massive car. And the dealer said that the price of that is over 600,000 reais, which is $110,000. Man, that's a lot of money. And even BMW have got a stand here at the fair. So let's have a look at the cars there. Got the small SUV, the X3, and the price is 625,000 reais, which is $116,000. And you got the X5, which starts at 785,000 reais, which is $144,000. Man, BMW are expensive here in Brazil. And then next to BMW you've got Volvo. So you've got the EX30 here, which is 314,000 reais, which is $57,000. So here you've got the XC60, starts at 509,000 reais, which is $93,000. Then you got the bigger XC90, which is 729,000 reais, which is $134,000. And then you've got lots of other car brands as well. You've got Toyota, Chevrolet, Renault, and Volkswagen. Many other car brands here. But I think that's enough looking at cars. Let's have a look at some other things. So this is Pavillon de Agricultura Familiar. So this is small family farms selling their produce. So let's have a look in here. So this stand here is selling some organic produce. And then you've got juices and wines. And then salami. Lots of cheese. Jams and honey. And the stand here selling cachaça, which is an alcoholic drink made out of sugarcane, and lots of other produce as well. And then next to it you've got the Pavillon de Artisanato, which is arts and crafts. So in here you've got barbecues and various pots and pans, handmade wooden items, decorations made of shoehorns, various dolls, lots of knives, more dolls. And then you've got cunhas, which are wooden cups which they use to drink chimarrão, which is a yerba mate. More toys, hats and cowboy hats. And it's quite impressive how many small stalls there are here selling so many various things. And then heading back to the area where I entered the fair, just to have a look at that area. So this area has lots of stalls and food trucks selling lots of foods, hot dogs, burgers and various other things. But then beyond that you've got the Brazilian police and the army and the navy and the air force exhibiting some of their things. So let's have a look at that. So you've got Polícia Penal, which is kind of the prison department. Then you got the PRF, which is the highway police. And they're showing off a cool police sports car here. You've got Shocky, which is kind of the riot police. And I think it's the Brazilian army. And in here they've kind of built a little platoon bridge over a little pond. And then beyond that you've got some small boats as well, which I think you can go into, and the army rows you around the little pond. But I guess that's pretty cool for the kids. And they've got some tanks here as well, and some artillery, so that's pretty cool. And the other side you've got the Air Force here, with a plane and a helicopter. And then beyond that you've got a small fairground, and you can see one or two rides here and a big wheel. And that is basically a quick tour of Expointer 2025. Now, I'm sure I've missed some things because this fair is massive, but hopefully I've shown all the big things. So I hope you like this video. Please leave a like, subscribe if you've got any questions or anything, leave in the commentary below. So thanks for watching, until next time.